Happy Monday, happy President's Day, good afternoon. Welcome to our 15 minutes of a reset. So hopefully everybody had a great weekend and you enjoyed your loved ones. Today, I wanted to just remind us, we are in the 7 weeks of reset. We started on January 10th. This is our 7th week. We've been talking about all things reset. I love all the feedback I'm getting about what the Reset Challenge is doing in terms of recalibrating and helping us refocus here at the beginning of the year. If you missed our reset for the first 6 weeks, they're all on my website. You can get them at RebeccaContreras.com, or you can get them on this Facebook Live page. We post the videos here and as well as on YouTube. And it doesn't take a lot of time to reset, but it is important that we stay consistent, that we stay recalibrated, that we stay committed to this reset challenge or any level of reset that you're going through in your life, whether it's your career, your family, your personal life, whatever area you find you need it the most. And so for me, it's about every sphere of my life, every part of my life. I'm going through reset on a personal front, going through reset on a career front. In terms of the business, and we're launching a new strategy with Avant-Garde. We're resetting. I'm resetting emotionally, spiritually, in every area, because I believe that when we calibrate on all cylinders in every area of our life and evaluate where we are and work through reset every year at the beginning of the year, it really sets us up for success for the balance of the calendar year. So today, we want to talk about recharging you. And I want us to just have a moment of thought and reflection. There is only one you on the universe. You were uniquely and positionally created to be you. We all have various, influences in our life that help to shape us, various things that happen in our life that can affect us deeply. But there's only one of me. There's no other Rebecca Contreras out there. There's no other you out there. And so it's so important understanding that in that uniqueness of who you are, it's important for us to work on ourselves and work on recharging in particular. We go through life sometimes fast and furious. If you're like me, you're firing on all cylinders and have a lot of irons in the fire, so to speak. But if we don't work on recharging us, then we're not going to be good to anybody. It's no different than when you're getting in your car. I don't know about you, but have you ever gotten in your car and maybe it's a new car, you've only had it for a year or two, and all of a sudden you come to a complete stop or your car won't start and you hear that click, 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 and you wonder what is going on, and you find out that your battery is dead. Well, guess what? Just like batteries run out on cars and phones, and radios and computers, whatever is running your charge in your electronic piece of equipment, whether it's plugging into that wall and getting that charge from that outlet. If that outlet is dead and there's no energy coming out of it, there's nothing that you're going to be able to do about it. We had one time we put a new TV up, and we were all excited to watch our big flat screen TV, and that particular outlet was dead, and the home builder had not activated it. And so we had to have an electrician come over and work on it. And it took us a couple of days to watch our new TV. And it was a very frustrating thing, but we did not have any power coming out of that outlet. So we cannot get to where we're going without a strong battery and a strong core in our own individual uniqueness of who we are. So recharging you is no different than working on recharging your whatever electronic equipment you're using. And so, sometimes recharge takes time. If you're working with a particular, I have this great laser light for my skin treatment, and I want to use it sometimes. And if I don't take 30 minutes to recharge it, it's going to last for about 2 minutes. And so I've got to plug that thing in and let it sit and let it marinate and let it charge for 30 minutes before I can use it. So same way with you, you've got to take time on yourself and get that maintenance in terms of recalibrating. So 3 questions for you I'd like to ask you and think about in our few minutes here left. Where does your initial power source come from? That's the very first thing we have to answer when we look at recharging. Where does our source come from? Is it coming from the energy we receive from our friendships? Is it coming from the strength if we're believers and we're praying? Is it coming from your spouse, who is a source of encouragement to you and also helps you recharge? Is it coming from your grandchildren? When I spend time with my grandchildren, I feel recharged. They just bring light into my day. And so where is your source coming from? You've got to identify your source. The second thing is, how do you recharge when you're feeling weak or losing power or losing energy, right? What are the things that you're doing on a regular basis to recharge and refocus and re-energize yourself? What are your signs of weakness when you're dealing with the power source and you become weak? What are the signs of weakness that you're facing? For me, I'll tell you what my signs of weakness are. I get irritable. I feel exhausted. Sometimes I get lethargic and I feel like I'm dragging. I have a hard time sleeping. So those are my signs of weakness. Understand and recognize your signs of weakness so that you can know exactly when you're coming to that place of low charge and you need to figure out a way to plug back in. What are those signs of weakness? And the third thing is, how do you keep your power moving and your charge moving forward? We are human, fallible people. We absolutely will run out of energy, we'll run out of charge. And so we have to understand that because we're human, we're not superhuman. I love my Wonder Woman back here, but I'm not Wonder Woman. I keep her there to remind me that I can do all things, but we're not superheroes. And so we have to understand that we have to recognize when we are looking to recharge, how are we going to do it and moving forward. And so, for me, when I'm facing burnout or exhaustion, or I have I'm the one that takes care of my grandchildren. As their grandmother, our daughter and son-in-law rely on us to help them with the grandkids here locally. I take care of my husband. He takes care of me. I take care of my team. I run a company. I take care of myself. I have so many people that I have to take care of. So when I go down, everything shuts down. And some of you know that when Mama goes down, especially as we are all things to all people, sometimes everything comes to a halt, or can come to a halt and deeply affect all the moving parts around us. So for me, I have the 3 C's that I want to share with you. These are 3 C's that I employ on a regular basis, and they center around what I do to recharge me, because there's only one Rebecca, and I want to stay charged in the way that I'm self-caring for myself. Number 1 C is I center on self-care. I center myself on self-care on a weekly basis. I didn't always do this. Now I take 8 hours. I take a normal work day of 8 hours in that week, and I'm going to take at least 8 hours in that week to care for myself. Now, what does that look like for me? That's working out at least 4 or 5 days a week. That's going and getting, my hair done. It's getting my nails done. It's taking some time for myself to self-care. I see my chiropractor twice a month on a regular basis. I get a massage with my chiropractor. I have problems. I carry the stress in my neck, and in order for me to relieve that stress, I've got to get that self-care with that chiropractic care, and it just does a tremendous work on me. So number 1 is I take that self-care, center for self-care, whatever that self-care looks like for you. David and I, on a beautiful day here in Austin, we go and walk Town Lake, and we power walk around the lake for an hour and a half, and it really helps us refocus and work on that self-care. And when we do it together, it gives us an opportunity to also have relational self-care in our relationship and talk through that power walk. Number 2, the number 2 C is I center on finding your quiet time. Listen, your self-care is not the same as your quiet time. And the reason that's important is you have to ensure in your daily routine that you're incorporating that quiet time to sit with your thoughts and to think about what's going on in your life, what you have to do, and just sit with your thoughts. And for me, it's about also sitting and sometimes emptying my thoughts and thinking about what do I need to do today in order to really feel like I'm not mumbled and jumbled in my thoughts. I want to, as many of you know, I've been talking about Dr. Caroline Leaf. I'm a big fan of her work. She is a renowned neuroscientist, and she says something in her book, Think, Learn, Succeed, that is so powerful. She says worrying about stress will actually put your body into toxic stress, which will impact your mental and your physical health. If you are constantly stressed out about stress, you will become an obstacle to push your way to success. You will be your own obstacle. So changing your attitude towards that stress is essential. And finding time to deal with your thoughts and get into a place of self-care is essential to your daily regimen. So that's out of a very smart neuroscientist, Dr. Caroline Leaf. So center on finding that quiet time. For me, that's every morning between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. And sometimes I don't get an hour. Sometimes I only get 20 minutes. Sometimes I only get 15 minutes. But I center myself around my thoughts. The third, an absolute C, is center on the positive. Listen, decide to live your life in recharging you in a positive output of what you think. And I will tell you, it doesn't always work for you to be positive. Sometimes crap hits the fan and everything spins out of control, and it's really difficult to stay positive. I had a situation happen last week that was detrimental in loss to my business and revenue, and it was like a sucker punch that came out of nowhere and just knocked the air out of my lungs. But I could have sat there and wallowed in that loss and that sucker punch. I made a choice, yes, to grieve, yes, to be upset, but I made a choice after about 45 minutes of my boohoo session to get up and to be positive and to recalibrate and figure out a way to renew my mind to think that that loss is not going to take me down. I'm going to recalibrate and be positive. So we make a choice every day. We don't make a choice on what hits us. We don't make a choice on what impacts us when other people are involved, but we do make a choice to stay positive. And as you have those walls that you hit or the walls that are erected in your situation, it's super important when you feel those sucker punches in life to stay positive and to renew your thinking and recharge your mind for positive thinking. You need to, I have learned over my career and over my life, and especially here in the last couple of years, and I'm taking it up to a new level in 2022, and that is I am going to adopt a posture of recharge and a posture of thriving in life and not just surviving, because that's what we're meant to do. We're meant to thrive in life, and we can even thrive in those loss situations. Maybe we'll be taken down for a season or for a little bit, but we make a choice to get back up, dust ourselves off, and move forward with that positive mindset and that positive affirmation of your language and what's coming out of your mouth. So those are the three essential C's on my recharge. They happen on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. I'm super organized and disciplined around recharging. Center on self-care, center on finding your quiet time, and center on positivity. All those things are going to do a lot to help you recharge you. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this 7 weeks of recharge. Today is our last themed week. Next Monday, the 28th, we're going to do a wrap-up reset, and we're going to be covering all 7 topics that we've gone over just in a recap. To remind us all how to reset, and we will be done with our reset after next Monday. I want to encourage you, if you've missed the 6 resets, I want to encourage you to visit my website at RebeccaContreras.com. If you have not subscribed to the site, hit that note and subscribe and connect with me. I want to hear from you. I want to stay in touch with you and send you encouraging things along the way. We're going to be launching in March for the spring a transformation quiz that is going to literally help you move to that next level in terms of transforming career, transforming thought process, transforming relationships, and I'll be communicating with our subscribers about that transformation quiz. It'll be a really quick way to connect and stay centered around transformation here in 2022. So I hope to see you. If you've enjoyed this reset, share it out with your family and with your friends. and make sure you connect. And listen, remember what I've said. It's so important. Consistency is the key to everything that we do. Stay consistent, stay resilient, stay accountable with a partner, a friend, a husband, a boyfriend, anybody in your life that can come alongside you and do life with you and help you in this reset challenge. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a great rest of the week and happy President's Day today with your family. Take care.